So welcome to the show. I got a phone call from a friend that says, hey, you want to come with me to Florida to come pick up a car and go see a show? I'm like, hey, why not? So I decided to make this of a review of a few things. Spirit Airlines, this car that we're supposed to be picking up that's abandoned, and weird hotels. This was about as far as I've ever walked here. I've never been to C30, and this is absolutely crazy. So this is a look of frustration as the flight is delayed for what turned out to be a very simple issue. All right, just now boarding, like, what is this, 3 hours later? Be here.
Yeah, really.
Finally.
Finally. I know, we just want to go on vacation.
So I never did explain that the reason why I am traveling to Orlando is to pick up a car and drive it back to Missouri. So more on that, more on what this car is in a little bit.
Also notice there are 3 buttons and they'll speak to 3 things. The very first of the 3 being the controls for your lights, second, the controls for your air, last.
So this is the reason to come to Florida. We're gonna drive this thing back to Missouri, as this will be the family car of a friend. So we got to this car thinking that it had a bad alarm problem, but it turns out it has a faulty head unit. I'll demonstrate. So something's wrong with the head unit or the stereo in this car, either a blown amp or something. So the fix that we discovered is just to do this. And that's it. So this is a Smart ForTwo, and as we drive, I'll be talking about this car and what it is and stuff like that. As you can see, it looks like it has about 71,000 miles on it. It's a 2015 model, and we should be hot rodding here in a hot second. So as you can see, there's no real warning lights on except for airbag. We did have a check engine light on. I went ahead and used Carly, cleared it out. It looked like some emission control systems, but nothing that seemed like it will stop this car from making it on the journey. We'll see if this has any prophecy for failures though. So there's no sport mode, but it looks like it has a manual shift mode, which I guess is necessary. Who knows? So quick note about the Smart ForTwo transmission. So in 2015, it had an automated manual, and for the uninitiated, that is a really herky-jerky experience. At first, I thought it was broken, but I guess that's how they are. And it might be the same reason why folks hate the SMG and the BMW M3 and other cars I had that. Now, in 2016, the Smart ForTwo did get upgraded to a dual clutch transmission, and I have to imagine it has to be worlds better. And it has heated seats. Also interesting on this car, 3 lugs. So we obviously had to test to see if the car would move at all. So this kind of passed the first test. At this point, we had to stay the night and contemplate what our next moves were, if we could make it home or not. But first, we had to catch a night at a hotel because our late start getting the car sorted or figured out if it could make it or not delayed us. And we are at the most sketch hotel, which I'll get to here in a moment. And a better view of the jail prison complex that I'm sleeping next to. I always said I would not stay in a hotel that has doors that face the outside, yet here we are. Alright, about to take off in this thing. Well, tomorrow morning. But we just did our little shakedown drive and things seem okay. Alright, so one thing I noticed though, I mean, yes, the car is small, but there isn't a single cup holder. Now you have all this cubby space here, which would, I think, be enough space for a cup holder. So Yeah, it's a little odd one there. Found it. It's down here. It's a little bit of a reach, but there are 2 cup holders in here. Well, good morning, guys. Today's the day we drive the Smart ForTwo all the way from Orlando to St. Louis, Missouri. So as you can see, I spent the night next to jail here at what's called Developer Inn, which is used to be a Days Inn. So here goes. Now, typically, I have always kept an agreement with myself that I would never stay at the hotels where the doors face the outside. All the bad movies, all the crime movies, all deal with these, and it's just been programmed in my head not to do this. And here we are, down all the steps, and there it is, the Chariot. My friend taking the first leg. I'll tap in when it's time for me to do my share on the highway. Alright, filling up. Now this thing, this luxury boat requires premium. So this will be our first fill up of the trip, and we'll see what type of miles it gets. It says it's rated for 38 on the highway. I'm actually surprised it's just 38, but saying a lot. So kind of surprising in that it's so tiny, and it's a little 3-cylinder engine capable of 70 horsepower and about 60 foot-pounds of torque. Has a 5-speed automated manual transmission, you know, the type that people have been ripping out of Ferraris and Lamborghinis and stuff like that to put in a real manual. So kind of neat in a way. There it is, a fill up at the Speedway here in Winter Garden, Florida. So I suspect our next stop will be, let's see, about 280 miles of range this thing is claimed to have. So what's that? Maybe the border of Florida and Georgia, or maybe Valdosta. I don't know. You might see some more B-roll between my next check-in, but that's where we're at right now. Filled up with 8.1 gallons, so we're about to take off again. So first stop, not for the car, but for us at the proverbial Starbucks. I think we've gone about 60, 70-ish miles. I haven't been really keeping track, but it's all right. It does struggle on rolling hills, so hey, what can I say? 70 horsepower, tiny car. Refueled, got my egg bites, caramel macchiato, back to the car. The problem I'm trying to solve is 12-volt power does not work. Means devices cannot remain charged, and as I detailed earlier in the video, the radio does not work, which, well, it does work, but when on squeals, thus keeping it off cuts power to the USB port supplied by the car. So we'll solve this with a power bank possibly, or figure something else out. Alright, finally on the interstates. You see we are going speed limit a little bit above. Seems stable so far. I mean, people do this, so I'm documenting something that I see people all the time. It's still my first time experiencing this. Captain's log. So far, so good, except for it seems like we've lost air. So while you can hear the vent fan on, there is no actual ice cold air anymore. So the next stop, we'll take a look. I have a sneaking suspicion the condenser fan gave up the ghost, or something to that effect. Alright. Save it again with no wind. So we have about 0.8 gallons left. And this is the I know my car thing. I think we're going to another 2 more miles to the gas station. Apparently, Buc-ee's is the place to go. It's an experience, I'm told. So this is where we are being led. Buc-ee's somewhere in Georgia, north of Valdosta. So we've done all right. There was an issue where we have no air conditioning, there's no 12-volt power, no radio. So it's been, yeah, just sitting there. So fueling up at the famous Buc-ee's. So in case you ever want to know how to open a hood on one of these things, there's these little latches that are right here that you gotta kind of have to pull out. You get to these, and then you pull on them and open the hood. So hold on. So as you can see, the hood literally just comes off the car. All right, well, there's not much serviceable except for like fluids, your standard fluids. We're looking for the condenser fan to see if that was it, because we heard some clunking before, but who knows. All right, I guess no AC, can't fix it here at Buc-ee's. This whole Buc-ee's thing, I'm confused by it. There's a whole lot of cars and gas here, and I don't know what's inside that caused so many people to be here. Is it because it's a thing that people are just coming here, or what? Anyways, I'm gonna check it inside. Catch you guys then. Looking into this Buc-ee's, it looks like a whole grocery store. This is immense. This is really, really immense. Buc-ee himself right there. This is absolutely nuts in this place. I don't even know if you can hear it, but this is Buc-ee's, which is a gas station with a convenience store the size of a normalized urban grocery store. A lot going on here. This is kind of overwhelming. One thing I've noticed, and I critique gas stations when I stop for their soda selection, is that Buc-ee's has a whole lot of the same thing. Not too much variety here, which is disappointing. Okay, so if you go to Buc-ee's, one thing to note is because it's popular and everybody goes here, you'll be able to get your gas, you'll be able to get food, but you won't be able to leave quickly. So, as you can see, you have all these cars in this parking lot, and this is just basically a machine for people to spend their money and get food and Americana stuff. It'll be a while to get out. So we're in a traffic line, in a queue for my British friends to get out. And welcome to Atlanta. Of course we have slowed, but that is to be expected. Everybody knows that about Atlanta, right? Still no air conditioning, but we're surviving. Look at that traffic. Yeah. Currently running in the HOV lane because there are indeed 2 people in this vehicle, and it qualifies. So, why not, right? Tennessee. Alright, Captain's log. So we're now in Tennessee. The Smart ForTwo seems to be doing the job. It's a little iffy in the wind and anything to say bump in the road, but it's not so bad from the passenger point of view. I'm only taking this video here because this car requires 10 and 2. There is no casual driving this car. It's scary.
In 1.9 miles, take exit 46A on the right onto I-24 west toward Clarksville.
We are in the outskirts of Tennessee, playing that game again of I know my car.
0.6. I know my car, but I know it's on the map.
0.6 gallons remaining. I guess it's not too heavy to push. Our calculations are incorrect. We need to clean our windshield, but all these things are all dried up. All right, so we'll take a walk over here. maybe we can find something, because as you can see, the sun's up. Can't really see anything. And they're all dry, so I'm gonna do a little bit of a life hack. So the hack is, since they're all dry, we'll just wet the windshield and use this. So you don't know the last time I've seen a McDonald's playland, but yet here we are, including the ordering robots.
Oh,
Yeah.
electronic.
It is my turn. So here we are. So the goal now is, well, full tank of gas. Can we make it from this point of Tennessee, which is about 298 miles, to my house on this single tank? The goal will be done by me. And we're back. The smart car did all right. We didn't run out of gas. So yo, no way you're gonna see me driving, because I had to keep my hands at 10 and 2. That car was like driving a high center of gravity vehicle. Any sort of disturbance in the wind gust, semi-truck passing you, F-150 passing you, it might as well just go wherever it wants. I mean, I'm sitting there legitimately holding it like this, and it's just going wherever. So you were constantly counter-steering, and you know, I just had to focus on driving so I didn't kill me and my friend. And the same, I could see why my friend was exhausted. I'm surprised he drove that long. I would have been alternating every ever get fill up, but hey, but we did make it home. And the car, I mean, with all that said, I mean, clearly the car is safe and passes U.S. safety stuff, but it's still scary. So we made it. It's the next morning. This was my share of driving incredibly normal until wind, or you get behind a semi, or if you're going up a hill, it doesn't maintain speed. But outside of that, this will be a good second car for my friend and his family, and it did bring us back safely from Orlando. Yay, Smart ForTwo. Would I buy one? Maybe if I live in New York City. I think this would be a really useful car there. The other part, and I'll talk more of this a little bit, is the automated manual transmission there. It's a little bit weird. I can see why folks, if they're S&P, BMW E46s, early 2000s Lamborghinis, and Ferraris are replaced all those with a straight manual. But anyways,